Yo, as usual, Trinidad and Tobago. What going on right now? I was right. Rambles brought out two videos. One 3 minutes long. I think the next one 2 minutes and 44. And he highlighted how Barry was using bot accounts because he mentioned his name a few days ago. So on Friday the 14th, that's when Barry sent very stupid individuals and his bot accounts. It didn't work because the post was 26 seconds that I had up and it went viral. Barry, stop lying. And look, even more so, I'm going to show more evidence of this. Trinidad and Tobago, Felicia, doesn't care. She's the second in command of anything dealing with anybody, dealing with public service people. And she doesn't care. Look how swollen she's gotten. And that's not because of pregnancy, that's because of dollars. So now, all these stupid things that Barry's doing and giving contract awardance and every single board having family and boyfriends involved, it's very serious. On top of that also, I'm watching the situation that's going on with TTPS right now. The smartest, the most educated police officer in Trinidad and Tobago history is Junior Benjamin. But why is he moving so lash up and stupid? It's a very good question, isn't it? Furthermore, what we need to highlight also, how could you be protecting a rapist and then painting it over and calling washer issues more important than this? You guys are just deflection motherfucking specialists. I'm being very calm about situations. So where are the police officers who did not take the report? Why are they not rotting in jail and have lost their jobs already? Why it is you guys arresting people who talking the truth? That immediately shows that you guys are divide and conquer, plus communists, plus oppressionists, plus authoritarian specialists also, suppression specialists. And the worst thing about it, Barry, is that you listening to an asshole racist named Philip Alexander who hates black people, but guess what? His nanny is the person who you went price smart with. And guess what? She's an ageable Negro woman. How you feeling about that, boy? It's so interesting, everything that's playing off. I love how you guys lying and it's showing up more and more so. You all had nothing to do with the energy deal that was struck. And my sources and people from International View showing that. So now I'm going to highlight some more stuff with Rudal Munilal. Bear in mind, it's going to hurt all you sock bottoms that definitely look at the politicians as gods. But in the history of the world, every politician that was looked upon as a god died in very bad ways. So a sodomite who's just greedy is why Revelation was written 3,300 years ago to date. Enjoy what's going on now and listen well to all the videos that's inside of this next clip.
I'm Daniel Hartman. I live in Ward 2 in Fridley. I've not been a resident of Fridley for as long as many of you, but like many of you, I came here to build a life, a future with my family. It's caused me to think a lot about the future, about the world we will be building for our children. I want that world to be one where we trust one another. A world where newcomers to the community are greeted with open arms and kindness. Flock is not that. Where we could be spending our money, uniting our community, and building it into something for everyone to trust in, we instead send it to unproven tech oligarchs to invade and spy on our communities. That spying is not without consequence. When the federal invaders arrived to terrorize our state in the name of scams, lawlessness, and racism, that very network was used to track and kidnap our neighbors, as we know. Our children will look back on this moment with revulsion, nauseated by the cowardice that led us to turn our guns inward, nauseated by the squandering of our natural resources to build the data center and surveillance infrastructure, a monument to fear, voyeurism, and delusion. We must not forget this is much bigger than a few cameras spying creepily on civilians. The surveillance state cannot exist without data centers. Every second these cameras are running is another second spent sucking the life out of our planet. You keep this up, and we're staring down more than a future without privacy. We are staring down the destruction of our future in entirety. Does it comfort you to know that when the last drop of water is drained, when the weather gets so hot that your sweat can no longer keep you alive, and when electricity is so expensive that we can no longer afford to cool our homes, there will still be cameras pointing at the people that frighten you? If my words offend you, remember that I warned you months ago in this very room. You have had adequate time to change course and be the responsible adults you were elected to be. If you cannot see this situation for what it is, then you should not be anywhere near a position of power. We are better than this. Spend our money on something the community would actually benefit from. We should be enjoying our parks together and making friends, not living in fear of one another. I ask that you disarm these cameras.
So when you outright do this, as in representing the article on top, Data Center for Golconda, Energy Minister confirms the site for government-approved project, residents and concerns over heat and noise pollution. Right, that's very interesting for one major reason. The reason I'm saying that, there are friends of mine that live Arizona, that live Texas, that live New Jersey, that did very specific tests and research on all these things going on. Respiratory problems, that's one. Disease as in cancer, that's two. Noise pollution, that's three. And furthermore, the lacking of resources from Trinidad and Tobago to process and cool down the systems that are integrated or want to be integrated into Golconda. This is ridiculous, is our understatement. So on top of that also, we are reading on the article on the bottom. There's a leak of confidential emails. And Kamala Persad Bissessa definitely wants Trinidad and Tobago to trust the CCJ and that to be the only legal entity that governs everything that is going on here. But when you have the Chief Justice, very suspect, who was definitely appointed in this regime's 10 years thus far, that's one thing. But when you have the Speaker of the House, then the Junior Speaker of the House, then the now President is all underneath your umbrella, you have some questions to ask. So bear in mind, Rudal Ulibal is the guy who proudly touting now this data center. But look at this. Rudal Munila launches back to school aid program for day-based children to get to school supplies in their new term. Mind you, this is now Trinidad and Tobago. This is going to be the worst opening term in Trinidad and Tobago history, where parents do not have money for books, money for clothes, money for shoes. Furthermore, there's the most and the highest unemployment rate in Trinidad and Tobago history. You know who attributed to this? There's a certain big bird who came eating doubles with a government minister up in Eddie Hart grounds. And hence, so that is why I'm showing you this. It is called deflection, people. You make yourself look good in one way and then take back with the other hand while it's wiping somebody's ass. So don't try to make Trinidad and Tobago people assholes, Mr. Rudal Molilal. You owe already $375 million for doing a corrupt deal. And with interest, it's going to come up to about 410. I'm waiting patiently. And then the day when you got the contract for $1.1 billion to do houses, you still owe that, but you thought you would have gotten the contract and the public wouldn't have said anything. So I like assholes like yourself. Assholes like yourself who like to do shit like that. Now, why I'm highlighting this, you asked Kamala Persad Bissessa for the Friday off, but you went to another Caribbean island and posted a picture of a Victoria's Secret panty and a pillow. That's very interesting also. So now with that being said, the bottom of this article is rather interesting. The PDO against businessman accused of running brothel and human trafficking. Do you know who's involved in human trafficking who just happens to be a Minister of Homeland Security? Do you all remember he denied having a brother-in-law and a certain wife that was originally from Carnage? Do you all remember that? Yeah. So within that, who was involved in human trafficking and was in denial of it and also got suspended? Yeah. Let's do have a good day now thinking about that.
Can you believe this? This is not a bridge. This is not a highway. This is China building an elevator on the side of a 288-meter cliff just to help kids get to school faster. This is the Nizhu River Grand Canyon in Yunnan, China. From the air, it looks unreal. Huge cliffs rise straight up from the valley. A deep canyon cuts through the mountains. And right on the rock wall, two giant outdoor elevators stand like steel lines reaching into the sky. For tourists, this is a shocking view. But for the children living here, this is something much more important. It is their Sky School Bus. Before this project, going to school was not simple. The village was deep in the canyon. The school was up on the mountain. Kids had to climb steep stone paths, walk through narrow mountain roads, and spend around 3 hours going back and forth. On rainy days, the road was slippery. On hot days, the sun was brutal. And every school day started with a long, dangerous trip through the mountains. Then China built a different answer. In 2022, the 268-meter Qingyun elevator was put into use. And in 2026, the new 288-meter Fuyao elevator officially opened. Together, these two cliff elevators changed the way people move through this canyon. What used to take hours can now take less than a minute on the vertical lift, just 57 seconds, and the children can cross a height that once took them a painful climb. But building this was extremely difficult. There was no flat construction site. The workers had to build on a vertical cliff. Strong winds hit the canyon. Temperatures changed quickly between the valley and the mountaintop. Every steel frame, every guide rail, every cable, and every elevator part had to be installed with precision. This was not just about making something tall. It had to be safe. It had to resist wind. It had to handle earthquakes. It had to stand against rain, fog, humidity, and corrosion. And the whole project cost about 68 million yuan. For visitors, it became a canyon landmark. But for local villagers and school children, it is free. That is the part that really hits you. This is not just China building a tourist attraction. This is infrastructure solving a real problem. It turns a dangerous school road into a safe ride. It turns a 3-hour mountain climb into a short trip through the clouds. It gives children more time to study, more time to rest, and a safer way to chase their dreams. This is what Chinese engineering can do. It does not only cross mountains and seas, sometimes it simply reaches down into a canyon and lifts people up. China Speed is not a slogan. It is one project after another, moving from blueprint to reality.
Trinidad and Tobago. Look at his name. It's Miguel Sanders, not Saunders as I thought. But I say I'm going back to this because of what Ramble's video highlighted. The uncomfortable way that they try protecting their wrongs. So look at the question that he asked me. And notice Gail Gooding came to my rescue also. So know all that. Were you touched, sir? Did Seach run up in you? Is that why you're walking against the wind so your Bamsi don't whistle? This is the words of a grown man. How small was the brain matter after used to type this after his father came on national television to say he was? How are you not affiliated with the perverted public servant while trying the Philip Alexander thing with my post? Are you one of the paid divide and conquer people for the United National Congress? Next time, while a buttfly, being a buttfly in fact I should say, don't be in my post because your Joshua sucking lips, aka Judas Iscariot, ways clearly shows. Thanks in advance. And Miguel, just remember, even Gail said, you just want to say something. Your unintelligence showed, young man. Don't ever comment on people's posts because you're paid to do so. Such a infidel, aka lackey, aka sellout. Look at the picture. Look at the name. And look at what he said. he was set up Indians. Don't do no crime. Especially with that stinking, nasty assaulting of children. Indians, not disgusting hyenas. No. It's very interesting. This is the second deflection made from this interesting individual. Notice the words written in the pictures, the PNM media. It was purposely done to rage bait. And that's why it's very interesting. Some of their supporters, not just supporters, but some of their government ministers using this bot account situation. So it's interesting. The most hated, as in the man who hates the most Nissan drivers, brought out a video yesterday. So look at this, what I'm going to show you now.
Also, bro, why you so uncomfortable on camera there? What's going on with you? Why you looking so nervous? No, seriously, why are you looking so nervous? You see what I tell you all, these people doesn't even believe what they're saying, you know. If you watch their body language, they themselves don't even believe the shit they're telling all there. I don't think he's camera shy because isn't he the same one who was on camera 2 years ago talking this talk?
It's high time that the union start to advise its membership to vote in a particular manner.
So what's up with the suspicious look? He don't have to put his hand on the chain. He don't have to lean back, lean forward, fold his arms. I'm telling you, if the police passed and saw him in a car acting like this, they go stop and ask some questions like, why are you acting so suspicious? What taking place? Everything good? Everything good at home? Or the wife cheating here? Because this is not normal. This is not normal. And before I go, the last time I spoke about Barry in our video, the next day, 50 AI videos, rambles, here what taking place. Here I am again in another video. Send all your WASA employees with the AI videos. I don't care. Seeing what I had to say and I'm saying it big.
You know what I was referring to? This is the exact picture I'm referring to. There's no altered state. There's nothing different in the picture that was sent to me. I don't like liars. I don't like racists. I don't like people who are appointed by the people, who treat the people like shit. And this right here, we have a unicorn of horse shit. A pathological liar, a racist, a non-performing person, also appointed by nobody from Trinidad and Tobago, but Kamala gave him this position. And repeatedly he's shown he's blatantly racist, yet still he's still in cabinet. Just put that to the back and forefront of your mind. So this is on the hat, this is on the t-shirt, but not everything is in black and white, but they want to paint it that way. So remember, all the things that I just showed you is true to fact. And of course, you guys know I don't lie at all. So Mr. Saunders, Mr. Sanders, and then furthermore, Mr. Allen. I think you guys have a lot to say to the public about truth. And James, a lot of people from up the Caribbean respected you. I strongly suggest you go back to OCM and start working. Because when certain things start to come out, which you already have because of me and other people, you'll realize it was not a good judgment call you made, vocational wise. With that being said, Trinidad and Tobago as usual. I love you guys. Deuces.